How's your day going?
Oh, yeah, good. It's evening now, so it's off to bed next. And your day just started, or what?
Yeah, it's about 12:30 here, so
Okay,
almost
well, that's
lunchtime. It's gonna be perfect.
okay. Good, good, nice.
Oh, here we go. We're live. Fantastic. Hello, welcome to Hackster Cafe. My guest is Anders, also known as Tekmann, who is
Hello.
an awesome chiptunes artist based in Stockholm. Is that right?
Oh, out of Stockholm, the island of Gotland in
Oh,
Visby,
cool.
actually. Yeah, but I
Is there
used
a
to
big
live there.
is there a big chiptune scene there, or are you sort of mostly it?
No, no. I am the chiptune scene.
Awesome. So, how did you get into this in the first place?
Actually, I've been doing music for, yeah, basically all my, like, grown up life. Or started out with like music trackers, and yeah, when the software became powerful enough to, to house virtual synths and all that. So I was pretty much with it from the beginning. But I always, I I like this old stuff. I got this Game Boy when I was a little boy
Oh wow!
myself, and I've always had this love for the old retro sounds, that which wasn't retro when I was a kid,
Uh-huh.
but it is now, and I love the simplicity, and also what you can do with it. Anyways, so I used to do lots of electronic music, involved in different projects, but uh, well, it felt like the right time, basically a year ago. So and I just stopped doing other electronic music, and turned off my computer and turned on this one instead.
Awesome. So, have you modified that in some way?
Yes, I've the problem is, which is also the charm with chiptune, is that there isn't anything ready to buy.
Right.
You have to go with old 30-year-old electronics or
Uh-huh.
whatever. This one is one of the one that I built or rebuilt the most. I've Yeah, I've done a bit too much with it.
That is definitely a party Game
Actually,
Boy.
yeah, this is part of Game Boy. It has
Uh-huh.
some other lights as well,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know if you can see, but I've crammed in quite
That's
a lot
completely
of
full of
like
wiring and stuff.
cables running. I can't. I don't
Damn.
think I can get this one together if I take it apart. Um, but yeah, you have to modify the sound, because its sound isn't too good to start with. So you have to go in there and pull out some wires and put in a new jack,
Oh yeah.
maybe. Yeah. um, um, and I've also inserted a crystal that's controlling the CPU speed, which is actually uh, so you can do this kind of like
Yeah. So you're
like a
shifting
like
the
a
pitch by
pitch.
changing the entire CPU clock speed. That's
Yeah. So
nuts.
and that actually makes the screen flicker as well. I don't think you can see it now, and
Uh-huh.
it makes it crash even a bit now and then. So
That's so cool.
it's like so it's low tech, but you can do high tech stuff with it. I love
Yeah.
it.
Where did you learn to do this stuff? How did you teach yourself, or where did you find information?
um, Google.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a kind of guy, I don't easily give up, and when I get interested in something, I go with try to dig as deep, and I don't feel satisfied if I don't find an answer. So
Hmm.
actually, I basically haven't picked up a soldering pen since before one year ago. But I bought this stuff and I googled how to connect LEDs and how you have to calculate voltage and all that. Yeah,
Awesome.
Google helped me.
What other kinds of things have you modified? Like, what's this Nintendo guy up at the wherever that is?
This one.
Oh.
Yeah, this is my modified case actually. It contains 2 Game Boys and a Chaos Pad, actually.
Yeah. So that's your like traveling chiptunes kit.
Yeah, but I thought it would be, but now it's quite much more bigger because I've made other stuff as well. I modified a small synth from a company called Teenage Engineering.
Yeah.
Made a small, cool, like calculator size synth that I thought that, hey, I could use this if I modify it a bit. So I started thinking how I could do this, how I could find a way of making it do what I wanted to. So actually I did, and I'm trying to boot it up here. Yeah, okay. But it took a while, but so yeah, I built this.
So that's the Teenage Engineering board up there.
Yeah, so there it is, and you see all the wires,
Yeah,
taking control. So I took this old toy keyboard and hooked everything up, so you can like.
So now those keys correspond to the buttons on the.
Yeah.
Have you got an accelerometer in there?
What?
Have you got an accelerometer in there? I saw you like shaking it.
Yeah, no. Actually, there's you have these two yeah. So the shaking is for the added feel.
Yeah. That's true. You gotta have some soul in there.
Yeah, sorry, what?
It's true. You gotta have soul in there.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Do you have any people you look up to or like musical influences that?
Yes. There are. I mean, my main influences are in actually the old synth guys, like the people I started to listening to, like Depeche Mode, Front 242, and KMFDM, guys like that I don't listen that much to now, but yeah, I have a quite solid synth background anyways. But now, entering this chiptune, and I've been listening to chip for quite a while before I started making it. There's so much talented people, and there's crazy talented musicians that do chiptune as a side thing. So there's some harsh competition out there.
Oh yeah. So are you basically a professional chiptune musician right now?
No. I used to work with music technology, being what do you say, representative for a couple of brands in the Nordic region, software brands. But now I have like an everyday job, and this is not something I could live on, and I don't think that any chiptunes artists are in it for the money, because the scene is too small. But it's for the love.
Awesome. Yeah, there was a sweet show here in San Francisco a little while back with Doc Pop, and I think he is one of the more sort of professional chiptunes artists I know, but I don't know. What is this Konami thing you have?
This one.
Yeah.
This is a future project. So actually there is a Game Boy in there. So this is like a mechanic ad add-on. So you enter the Game Boy, you turn it on, and you turn on this Konami thing, and you
Oh
can.
my god, that's incredible.
So you have like, okay, let's see here.
It's bigger, it's like a little arcade console for it.
Yeah. So actually, what this is so low tech. I love it. When you press a button, this one mechanically presses a button through many like strings and stuff on the Game Boy inside. But it works. It works quite good. So I thought I'd make a modification and build this to like some kind of synth controller thingy.
Oh hell
maybe.
Yeah.
But I love it. It's a nice shelf warmer.
Yeah, speaking of like older working with older things and having to like work around older tech, like I saw that and I was like, no way is that have like a port on it that it's like plugging in or something, but no, it's all just mechanical. That's insane.
Yeah.
It seems like they had to do so many genius things to make stuff happen back then. It's so cool.
Yeah, and it totally works. You wouldn't think that it's aside from some clicking stuff that it actually is mechanical, but yeah, they're
so cool. We're so spoiled today with all our like our tech innovations, and no one can get Chiptunes because you just fire up an emulator.
Yeah.
So have you had any disasters, like anything that you just completely blew up or ruined, like anything exciting like that?
Yes. Actually, okay, so this is the original Game Boy, and then there's the Game Boy Color,
right?
Which I have made a couple of mods on, and these are not originally backlit. So you basically add a front light in front of the screen that's transparent,
like what that Konami does.
Yeah. Oh, nice. So what you need to do with this to make it look good is to apply some Loca, and that's like transparent high-end glue, which is ridiculously expensive, and it's really hard to apply. So I've destroyed a couple of screens, and well, it's really bugs me out, but it's what you need to do. These guys are better because you also you buy a new produced LED, but in this guy you can actually put in the screen behind the LCD, and you can tear off the reflective screen that's behind all LCDs. But this one, it's like a built-in glass sandwich in the LCD, so you can't touch it. But this one is from '81, so
cool.
So
it's easier to mess with all the stuff, I guess.
Yeah, and that's
is that good stuff so that it doesn't like reflect all the light back out at you, like just reflect off the screen, or?
Yeah, you add a reflector on the back side of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it works, but this older Game Boy isn't too good in sunlight. I've noticed when I had a gig in sunlight.
Is the Game Boy your favorite tool to work with, or?
Actually, I only do Game Boys because there's so many perks. No, pros, cons. There's so much that's good with it, because I mean it's portable. And there's a really good program called LSDJ that many of us Game Boy guys use. And it's so incredibly well programmed. It's a new designed program for Game Boy that a Swedish guy made.
Oh,
cool. So you can control everything in the program with this these buttons with different combinations. You use like 2 or 3 buttons, and in conjunction, like it's like putting in a code when you played Super Mario, like start select, start A B up down. But it works, and it when you're used to it, you're really fast, and you can turn it on. You can use it anywhere. You can use it while commuting. You can use it in the sofa when you're on vacation. You're not confined to the desktop as with ordinary software music.
Yeah. Wow. And it's so portable. So
Yeah.
you could, like, I guess, go to conventions or stuff. Are there conventions? Actually, what is like the center of chiptunes culture? Is there like a geographic place, or is it all just sort of online?
I mean, in Sweden, it's definitely Stockholm. And a while back, when I lived in Stockholm, there was this club that was really big, called what was it called? Micro. Oh, never mind. Anyways, it was big and had many international acts every month. But now there's another club called Syntax Error, and it's basically the only club in Sweden that's happening every month.
Wow.
But I would say that the most of the stuff is happening in Japan or USA, basically. And it's USA that has really picked it up the most, and it's almost reached out of the subculture, and now I guess it's upgraded to a normal subculture now.
Totally. There's definitely a sort of I've seen a number of combinations of like hip hop with chiptunes, which seems like a pretty American kind of spin on that. Like, group No Question, who did that Nintendo mixtape, and I think my friend Nicola traveled from the U.S. to Japan to like do chiptune stuff. I don't know if you ever made it or whatever, but Stockholm's got a scene. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's small, but it's nice, and actually there's many Swedish chiptuners. I think it has something to do with we were quite early on computer programming. We did it in school, like in the 80s, and had this demo scene where guys competed with visual intros, and music was a big part of it. So there was many like Swedish chiptune artists before it like became chiptune.
Cool.
Then it was like demo scene music, but you made it on an Atari or C64 or whatever. And then these guys grew up to being big international acts in this small chiptune scene.
Do you think that there's a link between the way that, because with demo scene, things are often done in a generative way to make things, compressible, right? Do you think that affects how people create chiptunes today, or is it more just like you sit down with a keyboard thing and you just like?
Yeah, I definitely think that there's some inspiration, coming from what those guys did back then, and some of the melodies, and a big part of the identity that this genre has comes from there. But now there's many younger talented guys that weren't around in that time, so I think that basically they take their musical luggage into this small package and make whatever with it, and it sounds 8-bit because it's 8-bit, and then it becomes chiptune. But there's so many genres in chiptune. It's just, it's a tool, but it's it sounds a bit same, and it's a tool. It's a music production studio in 8-bit, basically, but you can do anything on it.
Sweet. Well, thanks so much for chatting with me. I'm really excited to see what you do next. And If you want to shoot me like whatever your favorite videos to share would be, I'll be happy to share those with our audience as well.
Yeah, great,
Maybe
great. Yeah,
or something.
yeah. I've done a few, and yeah, with this show some more of this one,
Hell
and
yeah.
made a visual modification on one of my Game Boy Colors. So
Woo!
this is actually 8-bit visualizer that's connected to the audio stream.
Wow.
And let's see here.
So
So
when you
you
talk, it's gonna get more full of color?
um no
Oh
it's
no, it's
in it's
outputting.
like in monochrome, yeah, but it's the output from the audio output
Cool.
that goes through this visualizer. Actually, it's a Russian guy that made it, but it's a pendant basically. But
Oh, yeah, I got one
I
of those
found a
on
way.
too.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's this one. Yeah, Quantum VJ,
Nice.
and it looks like this. It's really neat. But
Wow.
I ordered one in pieces from this Russian guy, and well. Um, then let's see.
Earbuds. Always such a
Yeah,
problem.
yeah, yeah. And I found a way to make it work in a Game Boy. So yeah.
Is there any way
Um,
we can plug that into a speaker or something and hear it go?
um, um,
So that might be a bit loud.
yes, yes. Let's see here. Hold on. Okay.
Awesome. Oh shit.
Okay. So let's see here. Okay, so this is another thing with
Oh
with Game Boys. This
yeah.
tune wasn't programmed on this unit,
Uh,
so it will sound a bit different because there were a number of revisions on the CPU,
uh-huh.
and you really push this small CPU and the small 8 bits that's in there when you're
Uh-huh.
making the music. So there's many individuals, and they sound differently. So let's see how this sounds. Okay, see if you can hear something.
Cool. Cool. That's super good. When you're performing, do you usually just have one of these going at a time, or do you usually have
Um,
multiple?
no, I always use one unit
Uh-huh.
because I love the simplicity, and I know there's many guys that syncs a couple of units or 2
Uh-huh.
units, and you
That's
can.
actually cool.
Yeah, and then I mean there's more things to keep in your head, but then you can't use one unit. You have to like copy the song, and I think it's challenging to
Yeah.
use one unit because you have Okay, let's see. You have 4 channels. You have 2 pulse channels, pulse, and then you have 1 WAV channel with sampled sounds and synths, and then you have a noise channel. So you have 4 channels to play with, and you have to be as creative as possible with those. And you have to, if there's any blanks that doesn't make a sound, then you try to find a way to do something in this blank. So yeah, it's a creative challenge.
Awesome. Sweet. Well, I think we have to wrap up here, but thanks again for joining me. This is fantastic, and I can't wait to share it with the community.
Thanks for showing me an interest. I'm really happy, and we'll keep in touch, right?
Oh, hell yeah. If I come back to Stockholm, I'm totally going to come see a show. Let us know.
Yeah, do it. And I will do some new stuff, and then I will go gigging a bit more.
Come to San Francisco.
Yeah. When I'm big in the US of A.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Well, have an awesome evening.
Yeah, same to you. Thanks.
Ciao.